When you hear about OCD, what do you think of? Being organized, cleaning up. Now, while these traits can tie into OCD in some ways, there is a much deeper and darker side to this disorder that a lot of people suffer in silence with every day. And I used to be one of those people. What's going on with my peoples today, man? Appreciate y'all tuning back into the channel. If y'all haven't already, man, make sure y'all subscribe and turn on post notifications so y'all don't miss a beat when I upload. And as y'all can see by the title, we're going to be talking about OCD. See, last video I explained my story. Well, 2 videos ago, I explained my story. I gave a brief, description of what OCD is. Now I'm going to be basically explaining, what OCD is again, and then, the different subtypes that we go through when it comes to this disorder. From this point on, like I said, my content is going to stay the same, with me vlogging and, making motivational videos and just me ranting from time to time. But I'm also going to mix my OCD content in here because, as y'all know, I am back advocating for OCD because, once again, I used to be one of those people that suffered in silence. And I know there's more people out there that's, suffering in silence because this disorder is it's gaining, the traction that it needs, I guess, attention that it needs, but it's not like, it still ain't, it's not talked about enough, basically. So it's like, I want to be one of those people that, spread as much awareness as possible when it comes to this disorder, because I know how tough it can be. And, just imagine, you living in a world where you feel like you're not welcome because, you're dealing with this. And you feel like the instant that like once you start talking about it, you're instantly going to get judged. You feel like, people go hate you. And it's like, that's not fair. My goal is to, be a part of the reason why we live in a world today that accept people who deals with this disorder and, just embrace us, because, we're not different from y'all. We're not different from anybody. We're all the same, So, yeah. But before we get into this video, man, make sure y'all follow me on all my social medias. I'm gonna put them right here. And yeah, let's get into this video. Now, I explained what OCD was in my previous video where I was explaining my story. If you haven't already, man, check out that video. I'm gonna put it right here. But yeah, I'm going to explain what OCD is again, just for clarification and just, yeah, so. OCD is, by the way, it stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. It is a disorder that causes someone to obsess over triggers such as intrusive thoughts, intrusive sensations, intrusive images, and etc. that causes them to fall into compulsive actions to gain reassurance about a certain situation or to relieve anxiety that they gain from the trigger that they, experienced. So within OCD, there are different subtypes that people suffer with every day, and I'm going to give y'all a brief explanation on each subtype in this video. So yeah, let's get into it. And the first OCD subtype that we're going to talk about today is checking OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to be obsessed over triggers surrounding checking. So this could be checking if the door is unlocked or locked after, leaving or coming in from, stepping out. This could be checking if the stove is turned off after being used. This could also be, checking if like an iron or flat iron is still plugged into the, socket after it being used. And yeah. The next subtype on our list is contamination OCD. Now, this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to be obsessed over triggers surrounding contamination. So this could be, you being contaminated after touching the item, or you contaminating somebody else in any way, shape, or form, or this could be you becoming contaminated while, stepping into a public place. And yeah. And this is where, the cleaning trait ties into, the deeper and darker side of OCD, because, you may think it's like a fun and, quirky, type of, trait or something to deal with. But in reality, there is a deeper and darker side to it. Like, people really fear of being contaminated. So they, excessively wash their hands, clean their house, to make sure that they don't ever become contaminated. And like I said, it's more so a fearful type of thing. It's not something that they do out of joy. So yeah. Next on our list is counting OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that, surrounds the triggers of counting. So you may be, you may catch yourself in a situation where you feel like you have to count in order for something to not happen, or just for something just to feel right, and yeah. Existential OCD, I hope I'm saying that right, is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding basically their existence of life, basically what their purpose is, or if they are real or not. False memory OCD is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding the uncertainty of past memories. Now, this could lead to someone constantly, replaying a certain memory in their mind, trying to, gain details, like every detail about a certain memory, because they can't remember exactly how it happened, and they mind basically tricked them into thinking that something way worse happened in this memory than they thought, and they try to find something to basically reassure them that nothing really happened, and that the mind just playing tricks on them. So yeah. Next on our list is harm OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that I really suffered with. I wouldn't say I pretty much suffered with every subtype I named in this video, but I have my fair share with every subtype in this video. But this subtype right here and another subtype that I'm going to mention later on, I definitely suffer from. But yeah, this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding harm. So this could be you harming yourself, or you harming someone else, or the harm of someone else. So, and I just learned that like not too long ago, which made sense. I just never thought about it because I dealt with it more so with the harm of myself and harm of others, me harming someone else. I never thought about it being, and it was crazy. I actually dealt with this before, like a lot, often, really. Like I would have intrusive thoughts surrounding, the harm. It's like something bad happening to someone else, and yeah, I didn't know that was considered harm OCD. So yeah. Hoarding OCD. Now, this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding hoarding. Basically, they fear that throwing something away may lead into something, bad happening. What if, they throw away a receipt and, somebody come after them, law enforcement come after them about an item that was stolen, and they need, receipt, to have proof that that person didn't steal it. So that what goes through their mind and makes them, save the, receipt. Just right OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding things feeling just right. So this kind of ties in with counting, I think, as well. It's like basically someone will do something until it feels right. So for example, if they were to, rub their right cheek, they have to feel their left cheek the same exact way, so it'll just feel right, And by the way, I am making separate videos for each of these subtypes that I'm talking about, and I'm going to go more in depth with them as far as like the triggers, the compulsions, and yeah, so stick with me. Magical thinking OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding the manifestation of superstitious actions. So like, what if I think that, this event could possibly happen, so it may happen? That's the type of thinking that someone with this OCD goes through. Or like, what if I step on a crack and actually break my mama's back? That's the type of, I actually dealt with this for quite some time, kind of recently, like I probably said like a year or two ago, where I would think like, if I think a thought, 9 times out of 10, it may happen. If I say it out loud, it may happen. So yeah. Now, this is a tough subtype to bring up. It's very sensitive. I feel like there is no subtype that's more like how can I say, like more you know, bad or more powerful than another. You know, they all, you know, have their ways of, you know, draining us and really like having a big toll on us. But I do feel like there are certain subtypes that are like, just like, it's really sensitive to talk about, and it's really like heartbreaking. But the next subtype we're going to be talking about is pedophilia OCD. This is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding pedophilia. So, you know, this could be, you know, thinking that you calling a baby cute, that you think that you find them attractive in some way. And yeah, I could definitely say I had my fair share with this one, and it's a tough one. And as always, I don't know why, but like, it's like any other subtype I can really talk about with ease, but this one right here is kind of like heartbreaking and like kind of like just, yeah, it's tough. But if you're dealing with this subtype, you're not alone. Been there before. Yeah. The next subtype on our list, well, next subtypes on our list is perinatal and postpartum OCD. Now, I put both of these together because they're basically the same thing. It just happens at different, you know, different points of our lives. And yeah, so these subtypes are basically, you know, there are a subtype that causes someone to obsess over the triggers surrounding their newborn baby. And this could be, like I said, before the baby is here or after the baby is here. And it's basically this, they worry about the safety of their child. They worry about if they are, you know, are they even capable enough to be, you know, a parent? And yeah. The next subtype of OCD that we're going to talk about today is Peer O. Now, this is a specific subtype that I hear about, like, not a lot, but, you know, I still hear about it from time to time. But basically, it's a subtype, you know, that just surrounds obsession. You know, it doesn't really have, it has little to no compulsions. And all the compulsions that they deal with is mainly like mentally. It's not something that you can visibly see. And I mean, that's practically every subtype in a way. Like, everybody don't have like physical compulsions. Well, most of them do, but you know, it's a mixture of physical and mental compulsions. But yeah, real event OCD. Now, this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding real events that happened in someone's life, and they feel like that these events that happened in their life can, you know, in a way affect what happens in their present. So it's like, let's say you was cheating on a test back in the day. You feel like in the future, you know, that in some way that you could get caught up in that, you know, caught up because of that. And yeah, relationship OCD. Now, I have my fair share with this one as well, but this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding their relationship. And this could be them questioning, you know, if they met the right person, and or if they are in love with their partner, or if their partner's in love with them. Like I said, I'm gonna make a whole nother video going in depth in each of these, you know, subtypes. Cause I know I'm giving y'all like literally a brief description of it, but I promise you I'm gonna go way deeper and, you know, in the separate videos. So yeah, and I know this is a tough subtype to deal with. Actually, one of my closest friends, her name is Phoebe Lou. I don't know if she consider herself a OCD advocate now. Maybe she do, maybe she don't, but she's actually one of the reasons why I started doing this. And she was talking about, she actually educated me on this subtype when I was dealing with it at the time. So yeah. Religious OCD. I ain't gonna lie. There's a different word for it. It starts with an S, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm not gonna even try to tarnish it. I'm just gonna say religious OCD because that's why I know it. That's why I know it from. I know it as. But when I looked it up, you know, the other word came up, and I'm like, oh. But basically, this is a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding their religion. So they, you know, for example, you know, they could feel like if they was to think a bad thought in church, you know, they feel like they have to, you know, constantly repent for that thought that they had in church and hope that, you know, God forgives them for it. And yeah, in ways they just don't want to violate you know, their religion. And yeah. Last but not least, the one that we all know about because I explained my story on it, sexual orientation OCD. Now, I'm going to say this now, but I'm also going to say it in the video, the separate video I'm going to make for it. At first, well, I said this in my last video. This subtype was not called sexual orientation OCD at first. It was called homosexual obsessive compulsive disorder. And basically it was surrounding the, you know, triggers of possibly being gay. But it wasn't just, you know, people worried about being gay. It was people worrying about not being gay or not being bi or being bi, and yeah, and so on. So they changed it into sexual orientation OCD, which is a OCD, well, a subtype of OCD that causes someone to obsess over triggers surrounding their sexuality. And this is where it all started for me. So I definitely know how tough this is, especially as a man and a black man at that. It's just, yeah. But as y'all can see, we have made it to the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wanted to go about this video in a different way. I wanted to explain like what OCD was and then like the triggers and the compulsions. But I felt like the way I wanted to do it, like I'm still going to do it. Like I wanted to explain, like give y'all a brief, you know, explanation on what, you know, what each subtype is. And then when I go into the describing or educating y'all on what triggers are and compulsions are, I can kind of bring in, you know, different triggers from, you know, those subtypes into that video. And yeah, that's how I want to go about it. I feel like it all makes sense once I do it. And, you know, I'm just overthinking it right now. But because at first I was like, this is like, I feel like I'm going about it the wrong way. But anyways, yeah, once again, I will be going, there was one last subtype I wanted to talk about, but it's kind of sensitive. And it ties into harm OCD in a way. It starts with an S, and I'm pretty sure y'all put two and two together. Y'all know what it is. And I just want to let y'all know, if y'all dealing with that subtype, that I see you. And like I said, this is a very serious topic to talk about that I don't think I can talk about on here. Because I really don't know how sensitive, you know, like these platforms can be. But I know, like I said, this is a serious topic. So if you're dealing with that, you know, make sure you call, you know, the professionals, call 911, call, you know, the hotlines, and, just, yeah. And just know you're not alone. I see you. We all see you. There's others it's others that are dealing with this, and yeah. But that is the end of this video. Once again, like I said, I will be making I will be making more videos in the future, going in depth about each subtype I just talked about today. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about the triggers, compulsions, the OCD cycle, all of it, because like I said, I am spreading awareness on this disorder. Once again, I'm officially back being an OCD advocate, and yeah. So hope y'all stick around for this journey, and I appreciate all the love y'all been showing lately on all my platforms. I feel like this is where I need to be. This is what I need to be doing. So I definitely appreciate y'all for the love, the support. And yeah, if y'all haven't already, man, make sure y'all leave that like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on post notifications so y'all don't miss me when I upload. And yeah, follow me on all my socials. I'm gonna put them right here. And yeah, if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all check out my last video right here. It was the video where I was talking about, I don't know, I don't need to go into Jerry Springer mode. I feel like I can figure out real quick. It was the love is a choice. Yeah, see, I ain't got, yeah. Check out that video, and yeah, that's it. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all have a great night whenever y'all watching this. And yeah, as always.
I'm gone.